Quarantine day 15 plus 3. This is the face of COVID-19. I'm reporting today from the upstairs at my landlord's house. I'm usually restricted to the basement, but I'm allowed an hour of sunshine to do these reports. As you can tell, the lights are out. We're out of power. The landlord pedals a bike connected to a flux capacitor magneto wheel to generate enough electricity to file these reports. Food rations are getting low. I'm down to a can of black beans and a can of hominy for my Latino friends. Solo tengo frijoles negros y maíz pozolero. Now, the number of men who are joining in on the no shaving until we defeat this virus is really staggering. And thank you all, gentlemen. Really, really appreciate the support you guys are showing. Today, I remain more optimistic than ever. You might think that's a little crazy. But based on new information, I think the U.S. will begin to see a rapid increase in the number of people recovering starting tomorrow. I'll be tracking that here. See that little tracker? Number of recoveries as of today, 6,900. It's also available here in somewhere, recoveries. Additionally, oh, look at that, an ad for drug and alcohol rehab. Oh, interesting. But the results from the Chinese clinical trial involving hydroxychloroquine are rather impressive. It was a placebo-controlled, it was a randomized trial. People got standard of care or hydroxychloroquine. Time to recovery, duration of fever, and cough were significantly shortened. People who had pneumonia improvement, 80% improved on hydroxychloroquine versus 54%. All 4 people in the study that went to severe illness occurred in the control group. Some limitations in the study, for full disclosure, was that you could only be in the study if you had mild illness. They excluded people in severe illness. The population seemed to be young, which tends to do better. But really, everybody that controlled a progressive disease were in the control group. And then from, I think, a week or two ago, that open label study of 6 patients in France showed that by adding azithromycin to hydroxychloroquine, that shortened the number of days of testing positive by an additional 2 days. These medicines are available today for doctors that consider prescribing to patients testing positive. So I think that that's going to be a big, big deal. Now to look at the data. So I was concerned yesterday when we saw such a jump of about 4,000 new cases. Yesterday was about 1,700 new cases yesterday. So that's good. I'm encouraged by that not being such a big spike. I was worried that might have been what people are saying these next 2 weeks are going to be, that these next 2 weeks are going to be bad. I am continuing to be hopeful that with these medications that will change. Now globally it may, I don't know, we'll have to see. Spain is looking like they're going to pass Italy and end up in the silver position, so that's interesting. They are, a competitive group, let's say that. Encouraging news also is most of Western Europe is beginning to have a decline in the number of cases. Some parts of the Eastern Bloc are, but then there's still Russia, which is having a high number of cases. India has had a huge spike in the number of cases, and that's concerning. Everywhere in Western Europe except the UK. Brazil is still high. Russia, India, Egypt, Colombia are changing up. The other concerning thing in the U.S. is just the big increases in Maryland. Maryland with 346, Maryland, Indiana, Michigan, although Michigan's not showing on there from yesterday, but the total cases are very high there, and that's concerning. But I think if I keep changing my prediction, I'll eventually be right. So I am reiterating that I expect the number of new cases will peak by April 9th, and I'll be able to shave this hideous beard by Easter Sunday. All right, thanks.